this basically a way to show us the blueprint of the real world, or is this just another way why people love Boku no Hero Academia? Because it reflects the struggles of real life, the struggles of hero society, of trusting heroes and all that stuff. It reflects so much into this situations. Who is? Do we actually know who we are? Actually, no, I don't think so. But that's maybe because my despair have almost or completely sink into nihilism. Hi, for those who are watching, it's the angry anime fan, the despair reviewer. Or at the beginning, I was considered changing my name to call myself the nihilist reviewer. But maybe I will already lose more subscribers than I already have. So the despair talk is bad enough. Now I'm gonna talk about nihilism. Well, yeah, let's just say Armageddon really, I mean, Doomsday really hit my heart very deep. So it's up to, now it's only up to the future to tell us if it's really as bad as we all suspect it to be or something else. Doesn't matter for me anymore. Let's just live with it, shall we? Either way, we see the world through the eyes of a villain. A villain that seems to have some kind of split personality, as he talks about he cannot stand normal people, or another voice saying it's fantastic. Saying doing daily routine, while at the same time another voice says it's not that special. The guy seems to have a. He begins to talk about how much the world is changing ever since All Might's retiring, and that the fact that the villains, well, they are getting a little bit bolder, which is practically what he said. Uh, the and he also begins to talk on how much what kind of person All Might was. He was such a symbol of peace that he was technically larger than life, so to speak. Uh, so in the end, he was more than just a symbol. He was someone over over more the thing more than anything else. And now the new hero is Endeavor, but he is not the type of person that anyone can receive. And people is true. People always compare him. You just can't help to compare him to All Might, which is probably the one word he hates to hear the most. It is also revealed that it's very popular with young men in their 20s or 30s. Who are these? The most action dribbled or something else? And while Endeavor have resolved cases that are very high, but as we have seen with Todoroki and recently confirmed with Inasa, people actually do know of his furious disposition. So, but what I have learned from this is that people always vote for the guy with a furious personality. That has now been confirmed, people. So I don't exactly know why these manga have to complain about them. But, well, that's just how people is. And this guy, he just keeps on talking about all that, listening to the news, and how another voice is saying it's all about power. How villains keep on running stores, heroes tries to stop but easily get knocked out because, well, mm, they're just not as strong as All Might. So scandals create a lot of more things. And then the guy get a call from the Brooker, who is revealed to be Giran. Now when I think about it, they do kind of look alike, but that's perhaps only a coincidence. But given to the fact that they have a first name basis, makes you wonder. But it turns out that, well, the Brooker has really become quite a rich man. Now he's even wearing a more suit than he wore the first time we saw him, and how he's talking about the black market is increasing more and more and more, and the and how much they have become famous. As the man continues to argue with himself in different voices, the Brooker reveals that he's looking for Dabi, but. But it turns out that Dabi, well, he's doing some things of his own. Embracing Stain's philosophy, he seems to kill even villains he considers just scum. So what is actually is Davi's? I know Davi said he was gonna make the hero killer's will his own, but what does that mean? Create a Nazi world? The world we're heading towards tonight, or something else? Who knows? But it seems that he is not looking for mere thugs. I think he's looking for a little bit more people with moral. Uh, and we see also some other of the. Turns out the League of Villains are really looking for him until the guy finally puts up his mask, revealing himself to be twice the, or was that his name? The Deadpool-like villain. It's revealed that it's him. He looks completely different with his mask on. At the beginning, he looked like a guy with an identity crisis, but when he puts the mask on, it seems to become Reminisce 1. But it turns out that, well, you all remember his quirk, doubling. He apparently could create a clone, not only of himself, but actually of others that are limited in power. Uh, However, it turns out that here for the first time, I have asked you something. Not that I saw the Deadpool movie, but when someone's mind shatters like that, they break the fourth wall and stuff like that. So, but Deadpool embraced his insanity because, well, he's just that insane. So, but this guy, twice, he seems to have an argument among himself, and he actually reveals that it's having a quirk that allows you to clone yourself is not exactly so good. He made clones of himself, and he, well, basically ordered them around and stuff like that. But seeing that the clones were him, basically, they harbored resentment at himself, basically. So the many clones started to rebel, and each and every one begins to argue that they were the real deal, and they killed each other and vanished. And due to that, Twice suffered an identity crisis. He doesn't even seem to know that he's unable to tell if he's even him. And given how the fact that he argues with himself, it's very likely that we do not know if this is his true one. So he became a maniac, and that is basically the one reason why he's looking for the villain alliance, because well, he is he's searching for others who's just as crazy as him, and he finds some crazy like villains who has indeed just killed off those guys who run the convenience store, and even these guys seems to have obtained Stain's legacy. I don't exactly know what these villains are after. Are they after exactly where the real life is heading towards? Finding people with a shared goal and just destroy society? Well, either way, this guy's villain's name is Overhaul. He seems to be look similar to a witch doctor. But this guy, he's a little bit more insane of the fact that he is sick of people. So yeah, so Twice we saw the world through the eyes of Twice, a guy with an identity crisis. Gotta say, I admit I like him a little bit. Not that I have liked the Deadpool, but this guy seems to struggle a little bit with should I be sad or should I be evil stuff. And only when he put on his mask, he seems to become one with himself. Finally, this chapter ends with um, All Might, although still not having his bulky form, he still has his hero outfit, is talking to All for One, despite the fact that All for One's shouldn't even been able to talk to him. I mean, I know he can talk to him, but One for All hasn't completely healed yet. Moreover, didn't he say that he will go insane now that he doesn't have his vision anymore and can't see things around him? So what exactly has All Might come to talk to him for? He says something like, I'm here to settle things all for one. So what does that mean? Is he meaning to try to figure out where Tomura is gonna do next? Is he trying to figure out why what to do next, or is this just Toga in quirk form? Nah, that's impossible. But well, maybe we shouldn't say that it's that impossible, but I say it's impossible. Moreover, what exactly can All Might need to know from All for One that he already doesn't know? Is he gonna ask why did you take Tomoras to merge him into your own twisted little, well, sidekick, so to speak? Because there are some questions I want to. I think it's Tomura who killed his own parents by accident when he developed his acid hands. Still, I would actually want to know how did All for One track him down. There must be a deeper connection than that. So all in all of this, we see the eyes through villainy, and it's quite poetic, really. So many people are crying over real society right now. So seeing this chapter was not exactly the best chapter to see, but it's uh, basically just a blueprint of what is gonna happen, so to speak. Well, maybe not. What I'm trying to say is we see the world through the eyes of an insane villain, and right now people are crying in reality over what has happened. So these situations are quite alike. What awaits us all? Give me your thoughts in the manga, by the way, of if you have any.